Years ago, I worked in a building that was part of a school. It had very obviously been built by a cement contractor, and it had no redeeming architectural details or features unless you are counting sides, doorways, windows, and the roof. It was a vertical sidewalk. In the back of this building were the stairwells, which were nearly always empty because most people rode the elevators. I took the stairs. I don't like riding elevators when I'm going up 1 or 2 floors. 10 floors or 40, then I'm on the elevator. Otherwise, I take the stairs. It's faster, no waiting, and it gets your heart going. The stairwells were all cement, of course, with an iron handrail. They were unlit and quite bleak, what Dickens would call cheerless, if you were to linger there, but for me they were a brief passway, filled with nothing but the echo of my footsteps. One day, on the landing between the first and second floors, a vacant 10 by 10 foot space, I noticed a graffito on the otherwise blank gray wall. Someone had spray painted, crudely, quickly, not at all artistically, in black paint, the words, "SoWhat," followed by a tilted question mark. Just that, a fortress on the wall. The graffito stopped me in my tracks. I loved that graffito. I told everyone I knew or worked with in that building about that graffito. As far as I was concerned, the school could have adopted that exact graffito as its motto, put the words around the school crest, which might well have been the cockeyed question mark. The SoWhats could have joined the Hoosiers and the Hoyas. No such thing occurred. The graffito passed largely unnoticed or unnoted, its question answered with no more than a shrug. That was not because of me. I mentioned it to everyone. Like a lead spelunker, I took groups into the stairwell on guided tours. I pointed to the graffito and told them, no matter what you're going to do, go into sales or marketing, be an actor or a writer, politics, science, engineering, religion or philosophy, social services, it doesn't matter. This is the enemy, I would say. Over time, I began to change my mind on that, and I would say, this is the opposition. And then I started to say, this is the challenge, and finally, I was calling it the competition. This is what we're up against, I would say. I don't believe I was mistaken. Whatever it's called, it's where education starts. It's what you must overcome in order to be successful. In order to win the day and affect your cause, whatever it may be, you have to overcome the significant force of inertia, that dug-in and well-fortified apathy, the enormous drag of who gives a shit, and make people care. It's emotional physics, a body at rest and all that. In everything you do, all of your focus and effort should be directed to overcoming that daunting, haunting, so what? And there are levels, depths, dimensions. It is one thing to get someone's attention. It is another to capture their imagination. And it's another to get them to pony up. I'd see it every day on my way up the stairs, a constant reminder, and in time a friend, a buddy, a pal, my partner, my co-worker. One day, bit of a jolt, all I could see was a large patch of off-white paint, primer slapped on the wall by a custodian, under orders from a dean or provost, some officer of the grounds, who saw it as a vital part of his duty to have the offending remark obliterated, if not removed. It saddened me to see it, but I was not surprised. The powers had seen it not as a probative insight, but as a casual vandalism, a defacement of property. Higher education might be the marketplace for ideas, but they were not going to tolerate that slur. Me, I wanted to spread the words, to get a can of black spray paint and write "SoWhat" on everything, so that people would remember just what it is we're doing here, what the stakes are, and what it's going to take to have a shot at success. I could write it on the moon if I could, not to mock the residents of this planet, but to keep them humble and to inflame them with the spirit of true significance, the knowledge of what matters. I didn't do that. I let it go, and then I was no longer in that building, making it easier to ignore. But they haunt me to this day, those words, so that everywhere I go, whether it's an echoing stairwell or a sandy beach, a front porch or a corporate boardroom, I imagine someone throwing down the gauntlet and spraying those words. So what?